at night right now, so give me a little bit of break when I mess it up. Also, I'm borrowing a minute from eternity, just so you know. Okay, so this is called Fake Woke Boy. Okay. I might want to sit down. Within 10 minutes of meeting you, all my boxes had been checked. You were pro-chicken wing and anti-Trump, appreciated all types of music, but mostly like debunked to hip-hop and rap, had this beautiful mind full of books and maps, understood my sarcasm and teased me right back. We skipped right over first date etiquette and spoke about the important things, talked sex, politics, and religion. You said men had too much of a hand in all of them, that women were the only way to make them pure again, and when you made air quotes while calling something feminine, I was all in. I wanted to swim in you, baby. And soon after I did. We dove headfirst into my ocean of purple bedsheets, and when I began to drown in your affection, you gave me CPR kisses. Made me feel like I had lived an entire life underwater and finally came up for air when I reached your lips. Made me feel like maybe true love did exist, that maybe this girl still had a shot. There are magnets hiding inside of your body that make it hard for me to stay away and yet afraid to get too close. You felt my hesitation, guessed the nature of my reservation, and said, "This is just our beginning. I promise you it's not a one-time thing." Your hand reached down to play my strings, and we made music that had the birds jealous. The next morning, you kissed me goodbye and said you would see me later that night. I never heard from you again. And then, you had the audacity to show up at the open mic. I was sitting in the back of the room when I watched you walk in, and that stupid, beautiful grin of yours caught my eye. You were painfully attractive and painfully unaware of how much you affected me, and I felt myself grow hot with anger and insecurity, like, how dare you interrupt me in the middle of my therapy, walk into my church and pollute my sanctuary? This was supposed to be a safe haven, no predators allowed, and I so badly wanted to walk right up to you and yell, "Get the fuck out," but I've never been very good at anger. It usually just comes out as tears, and I didn't want to give you the salty satisfaction of seeing me sad because you don't deserve even my worst days. And so I stayed put, a hostage in a big open room because the only way out was to walk by you. It's wild how much power these men take from me. You sat down in the front row directly in my view, and I tried my best to avoid staring at you and those cheekbones of yours and those goddamn gorgeous burgundy eyes, because when you smile and they curl up at the sides, I melt like butter, baby. Our chemistry is one thing I really do miss. You had this way of making me drip. You made me blush from cheeks to fingertips. I love the way you tugged at my lips. Whew. Slow down, girl. That's enough of that. Let's get back to the fact that you're a fucking buckethead and I wouldn't be caught dead and wet with you again. Okay? Back to the slam. At the end of the show, I stood up to cross the crowded cafe, but you stood in the way, perched precariously between me and the door like you were waiting for your prey. I almost made it out alive, but as I brushed past, we made eyes, and you looked down at the phone, the one you always told me was broken, and ignored me. And as much as I had prayed you wouldn't speak to me, it hurt worse that you didn't. You see, I'd rather be confronted than ignored, because at least if you're ignored, you exist. I would much rather be confronted than blatantly dismissed. I would rather you just tell me that you're not interested, that I'm too stupid or ugly or fat or whatever it is, than be left here trying to figure out if it's one of those or the whole damn list. Maybe if you told me what was wrong, I would know what to fix. It's funny how broken people will try to convince you that you're not whole so that they feel a little less alone. And it almost worked. I spent weeks drowning in your dirt before I remembered that I was a seed, that the best fertilizer comes from feces. So fuck you, fake woke boy. You may have made me temporarily forget, but I love who this is. I have mountaintops in my eyes and pianos in my fingertips. And don't even get me started on these jumper cable lips. I can make you feel me in places you didn't even know exist. Breathe life into parts of you had long ago accepted as numb. And I deserve so much more than the dumb exoskeleton of a man that you are, because I have a giant fucking heart and it bleeds all over the place, but I like that about myself. It takes a lot of courage to be kind to a cruel world, to grow into confident woman from self-loathing girl. My optimism is a radical act of my femininity, and I won't let you take that from me. So as much as you've made me want to write off every goddamn man, and as hard as you've made it for me to want to open up again, I can't let you win. And so I will keep giving people the benefit of the doubt until I'm all out of doubts and just left with the benefits. Well, most people, that is. You fake woke boy, you're out. Go preach your empty ideals to someone else. I spent weeks mourning the loss of a king before I realized that your crown was made of fool's gold. And if you're at this mic tonight, there's no more ill will. In fact, I wish you blessings. I hope that one day you realize that no matter how many Tumblr posts and Medium articles you write about empowering women, the way that you treated me was just plain regressive. And most of all, I hope that you learn this lesson before another woman is at stake, and that you never make the stupid mistake of fucking with a poet again. Thank you.